Hey guys, welcome to another video of mine. I'm feeling not too crash hot. I think I'm just a bit run down. You know how it just slowly catches up to you. There is like a really bad cold going around, so that's definitely, that's it. But yeah, this video I just wanted to be a bit more personal, just to really communicate why I'm doing this YouTube channel. YouTube isn't a very big thing where I am, like you, I know people watch it but they don't do it. So yeah, I just, for people that do end up seeing my videos and stuff, I just kind of want to say why I'm doing it. So I've always watched YouTube and were like, oh my god, that'd be so cool to do a YouTube channel. But it never went more forward than that. I never thought I'd be good enough to do a YouTube channel, and I was like, wow, I don't. Like, ugh. They look so made for it. It just doesn't cross your mind like, oh wow, I definitely could do it. This last year has been a huge year of growth. My own self and in my faith. Wow. There's just so much growing. I used to be very ruled down by my own insecurities, fears and things like that. They practically controlled me and what I did in my day-to-day life, whether I went to the shops by myself or not. It kept me very isolated, and it wasn't living really. My mum moved to Fiji last year. It was just me and her pretty much my whole life. With mum moving, it wasn't something that I really accepted, or I used to look at it like I should be the one moving out, not my mum. Why is she leaving me? I'm not ready for this. And I wasn't ready for it at all. But yeah, I was very resentful towards the situation. Yeah, it wasn't a good start. So first of all, one of my main things was I was so scared to stay home alone, and that's from, I don't know, childhood things, just nightmares and stuff. I don't want to sound like a little wimp, but I don't know, I just got really scared. You know, when you hear a noise and you're like, that was me. So I didn't realize it then, but now that I look back at it, I was really feeding into that fear because I wasn't overcoming it. I literally, for the first 6 months, would stay at someone's house, or I would be like, can I stay at mine? Really hardly saw my dog. And like, I would just then go to someone's house and feel so guilty about not being with my dog, but then I just could not bring myself to stay home alone. It was just a really like vicious cycle of fear because I wasn't overcoming it, and it was actually just becoming worse. It wasn't until Luke and his family really helped me realize that you can't go through life being controlled by these things. Like, it's something that you have to tackle, and it's going to be scary, but it's going to benefit me in the long term, and it's going to really help me in my future. So our goal was for me to get into a place where I felt really comfortable in my home environment. It was my safe haven. I felt loved. I felt, yeah. And it made me realize, if I didn't feel this in my own home, that feeling would trickle down into other aspects of my life. It would make me feel unloved in other situations, lonely, and just unhappy. And like, I was making that as a foundation for myself. It just was not a bad move from the beginning, Shay, honestly. One of my big things, it was definitely what I focused on. I focused on me not having anyone, which wasn't true. I did have people, and I would just like compare all the time on things that I didn't have as a person than things that I do have, and it was just, oh, it was a disaster, an absolute disaster. I went through this stage of my life, and it was just this constant feeling of just negativeness. The turning point for me was pretty much, I decided this is enough. I don't want to feel like this anymore. I need to change it. I need to be in control of how I feel. Like, that is possible. To be in control of how you feel is amazing. You're not ruled by all of these emotions, but just knowing that there are positives and negatives to every single situation. We have a choice on what lens that we look through, and we can choose whether we want to see the positive or the negative. Living so negatively and so like upset and everything, like all I wanted to do was, sorry, don't care. I have I have a choice to make my life so much happier than what it is at the moment, and not blaming anybody else. I was blaming everyone. Life situations that had happened to me, like it was just such a self-pity cycle. And self-pity, straight up, it's a trap. You just want to dwell on it. You feel justified that you're feeling like this and that you're doing this and stuff, but you know what, bad things happen to everybody, and we are not labeled by all of those things. They don't make us who we are. What makes us who we are is our actions and what we are doing right now. When I went and visited Mum in Fiji, when I was in Fiji, by the way, I wasn't in the touristy location, so Mum worked there and she worked in the city, and it was the non-pretty version. Poverty, it was very poor, there was a lot of crime, the people really didn't have much. Like there was a cyclone, I think a year before that or something, and they just lost everything pretty much. Just to see that these people were one of the happiest people I have ever seen in my life, ever met, that really amazed me. Wow, you don't really see that here. Our culture, it's so, like let's complain about, you know, what happened in our day and things like that. And as soon as someone says something like that, I literally feel that's negative. I know straight away. I point it out, not to them, in my head. I point it out and I'm like, wow, that's super negative. There are definitely other ways that we can put a positive spin on there. Their mindset was all that they had, and you could tell they used it for their advantage. They would not stop singing. It was so beautiful. For them to just still look on the bright side of things and not be controlled by what's happening around them and by like things that they can't change, it was really, really cool to see. We have everything, and so we can afford to complain and dwell on the bad thing. When everything is taken away from you, that's when it really hits you and you're like, wow, I cannot go on with my mindset like this. Something needs to change. And I was determined to take control of it. Like one of the first nights that I stayed home alone, instead of being in my room and being on my phone and just thinking all the time how scared I was, I put on music. I put on worship music. I danced around, I spoke to my dog, I cooked, I put candles on, I read magazines. I declared what I wanted to feel with my actions. My actions ultimately moved how I was then going to feel on the inside. It wasn't going to be about being scared and alone. I made my life, my home, feel comfortable and safe. I want to realize like how lucky I am and the gratitude that I have in my life. Gratitude is a huge, huge thing for me. I think if I'm complaining about something, it's pretty much kind of like a kick in the face to God of just like, what he's given me isn't good enough. It really is good enough. Excuse the rant. Like my dad, which is a complete different story. When I was going through this whole change of my mindset, really helped me to look at other areas of my life, and I realized this was an unfinished kind of situation for me. Pretty much I hadn't had a relationship with him for like 8 to 10 years, and like me not talking to him or me not being in contact with him in some way, like it didn't have to be like we were best buddies, was hurting me more than the actual situation itself. I made the decision to contact him, a huge step for me, and it was way more than what I expected. But anyway, different story. But yeah, pretty much he wanted to get me a birthday present, and I was like, I've never been good at that, you know, when someone's like, what do you want? And then everything just goes blank, like, it'd be cool to have like a camera. And so he got me this camera and got everything I needed for it, which was so amazing. You want to start a YouTube channel, and I'd been thinking about it a good year or so. I should kind of want to save up for a camera, things like that. But now that you've got the one thing that was stopping you from making a YouTube channel, now you've got it. Now what am I meant to do with this thing? I had to develop the right mentality for it, that this was another opportunity for me to tackle my fears and insecurities on like me not being good enough, or even actually just the fear of me being myself. I'm always been such a quiet girl, little girl growing up, always been really loud and people I'm really comfortable with, but other than that, I've always been more the person to stand back and just listen to everyone else talk, which was completely enough. I would feel like I was just talking because everyone else would just talk so much, so I'd just sit there and I was content. Like, I didn't hate it, I was just really content with just observing, and I was literally the definition of just happy to be here. One of my goals for myself was to be myself in all areas of my life. I didn't want to live like that anymore. Like, yeah, I wasn't upset by how I was acting, but I did admire those people that could just be themselves in any situation and be happy and not nervous if people are judging them and stuff like that. This is why I am doing this. I've realized this past year how having a positive mindset is so important and vital to have a positive future, because like life is literally what you make it. That's what you make it, so let's make it rock, make it rock. Life is literally what you make it, and if we have the choice, why not? I always admire those people that have a platform, and you could easily, like, as being a singer for instance, but those people that choose to make songs that actually mean something, do it for themselves, they do it for others, to help others, and that's pretty much what I want to do. I really enjoy making these videos. It'll be a way for me to kind of just be myself and learn to be myself in other situations with other people. Camera just cut out. Woo! But I guess that is exactly what I'm going to do. So voila, and get ready to see fun, positive things happening. Thank you guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe if you want to be along on the journey. I'm sure there'll be a lot of ups and downs, twists and turns, but we're spiraling upwards, so let's get in. Bye guys, have a lovely week.